Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews video. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out the latest supply drop of the Stormbringer magazine series from Hachette Partworks. So our thanks as always to Hachette for sending us these issues. In today's drop, we've got issues 31, 32, 33 and 34. And we also have this, Premium Kit 2, which we're going to have a look at the end of the video. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be checking out each of the issues, have a look at what's in each of the magazines, and check out what comes with it. In most cases, we've got some sprues, we've also got some paint as well. There will be a write-up over on spruesandbrews.com with some more information, and we do have previous videos on this channel showing off the content so far, and they'll be linked in the description as well. They're linked at the end of the video. For now, though, let's get cracking with this one, and we're going to check out issue 31 in just a moment. Okay, so it's time to check out issue 31, and I've been super excited for this issue because it comes with 5 Vigilors, which are the new kind of Ranger sort of Stormcast Eternals. They're very, very cool models. In fact, let's get straight on with the sprue. Let's check out this sprue. Now, this kit came out at the same time as Dominion, the new edition of Age of Sigmar. And like I say, these guys are all armed with bows and close combat weapons. They're very, very cool. Just trying to get this to focus. Got a few different heads on here, both helmeted and helmetless. Got some quivers there. It's a really nice detailed kit. We won't spend too long on this because there are other unboxing videos out there for this particular kit. But it is very, very nice. Camera doesn't want to seem to stay focused. Check this out. So it's just this one big sprue for this one. A couple of nice swords there. Again, sort of backs of the heads there. Plenty of variety in the head department. All your bows. Very, very cool. You also get the 5 bases that are required to assemble them. So yeah, great start to this video. Let's check out the issue itself. See, we've got a painted example of a Vigilor on the front. As a bit of a surprise, it's actually going to be talking about the Seraphon as we enter this week's into this issue. All your different creatures that are part of the Seraphon, your Saurus, your Skinks. If you've not watched any of these videos before, I sort of always say this in the video, these magazines are aimed at people new to the hobby, new to Age of Sigmar. So there's quite a bit of lore. It talks about all the different factions. You know, even though you don't get Seraphon in any, you don't actually get any models for the Seraphon in the magazine series. It's great to kind of have some bits of lore about them so that you can learn about them. You've also got little stories as well, and it talks about different settings. So the Dawnbringer Crusade is obviously quite important at the moment with the sort of narrative arc that we've got going, as well as New Cities of Sigmar, Battletome and Range, the Forges of Creation. Nice. Realm of Heavens. With each of the issues that come with models, we tend to get something like this, which gives you kind of your unit origins that you can roll on or choose. Basically, there's lots of narrative flavour in these issues. And you've got some unit traits you can roll on as well. You can give your Vigilors a unit name. And you've got some achievements here as well, which you can try and do during your games. For example, a charge unit you've previously wounded in the shooting phase. Wound 2 enemy units in the shooting phase of 1 turn. You don't score points or anything for them. It's just a bit of fun and it helps towards the narrative of your unit. We then come to some comprehensive build instructions. Building your Vigilor Prime, and then the other 4 heroes to get your complete unit. It then talks you through how to paint them in the Hammers of Sigmar scheme using the paints that we've collected so far during the series. So it won't completely finish them because there are obviously paints that we've not got here. So case in point, we've got some skin there that we've not been able to paint. But it's a really in-depth guide, especially if you're new to the hobby and new to painting. We've got the War Scrolls, so you can play the Vigilors in games of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And we've got a War Scroll tutorial. So it always picks out your particular special rules for your unit and shows you in quite clear detail how they work. This is a common thing across all these magazine issues. Apologies, you can hear the fireworks. I know we're getting very close to Bonfire Night. And then, as always, we finish the issue with a new battle plan. It tells you which units to use. These are obviously all units that you've collected so far in your magazine series. And then it gives you a battle plan, victory conditions, and sort of your winning objectives. So that's a good typical issue of Stormbringer. That's a bit of a hint of what we're going to be looking at next. Let's move on to issue 32. Issue 32 comes with a whole bunch of bases because it comes with 20 goblins, Moonclan Grots. And these are the shooter versions, in fact. Because you've got all the bows there. Trying to get that to focus. These are obviously quite an old kit. I'm not going to spend too long on the sprue. But yeah, you get 20 of them on this. Your little Grots. Gotta love them. The little shields. And bows. You got some swords there as well. I know, actually, I think some issues of Stormbringer have been delayed because so many people were ordering just this issue because it's such a cheap way. $5.99 to get 20 grots. $8.99, sorry, to get 20 grots is an absolute bargain. Moonclan's Shooter, sorry. So here's the actual issue itself. The clammy corners. So we've got some more lore and story for the Gloomspite, which makes sense. Talking about sort of different parts of your sort of Gloomspite army. Talks about the Varanspire. Of course, the Chaos Citadel at the 8 points. That's what they ever chosen. As with the Vigilors, we've got a little trait table here that you can roll on. As well as some traits, give a unit a name, and you've got some achievements there as well. How to build, they're super easy to build, Moonclans. I built a bunch of these, I think, back in Fantasy. So yeah, really easy to do. Only takes a couple of pages to go through those. And of course, you've got how to paint using the paints that we've got so far. Even gives you sort of some hints about doing them in batches because you've got so many of them to paint, which is really handy. And obviously get them all up to a stage where we're waiting for more paints in the series. So something else we've been slowly building up is the full rules for Age of Sigmar. So you've got a continuation of that here. Obviously, once these pages easily come apart, so you can put all your rules together. We've then got a section that's going to be talking about wizards and miscasts and mystical shield, your kind of standard spells that they know. Arcane Bolt. I love how detailed they go to show how those rules work. It's great. You've then got the War Scroll for the Moonclan shooters to play in Age of Sigmar. And then we've got another tutorial on command models and what the netters and the loads of arrows rule means. And then, of course, we've got another battle plan as well between the Forces of Order and Destruction. A nice straightforward deployment map there and some victory conditions. So very cool. That is issue 32. Let's move on to issue 33. Moving on to issue 33, and as you can see in this particular issue, we get a new Stormcast hero, the Knight Judicator, who's like your kind of assassin, ranged assassin, with his bow and arrow and his two little Grifthound buddies. He's a very, very nice model. Again, one of the new heroes we got when the new Dominion box came out and the new edition of Age of Sigmar. But he's a very nice model, push fit as well, so nice and easy to assemble. You can see him there on the front cover of the magazine as well. And of course, you've got his base as well. So the issue itself has a little bit of background on the Blades of Khorne, who we've not looked at yet in this magazine series. Those mad lads and lasses. We've got a little bit of narrative on the Carrion Empire, which was a battle fought out between the Skaven and the Flesh Eater Court, or like a campaign. Just got a little bit more about those there. We then move on to the Knight Judicators, sort of the fun narrative stuff. So you've got some heroic origins you can roll from or choose. You can create a name for him. You can give him some heroic traits and sort of give him a character name for himself and his Grifthounds. And he's got some achievements there as well. How to build. So he looks super straightforward to assemble, with him being easy build, like really easy to build. And his two little Gryph-hounds as well. And how to paint using the paints that you've had so far. Again, goes into a lot of detail. Also talks about how to paint the Gryph-hounds. And you've got an example of how we should be looking with the paints that you have so far. Continuing on, we've got another page there from the Age of Sigmar core rules. And then it looks like we're kind of going back in time a little bit and taking a closer look, or tactically, at the Knight Arcanum, which was one of the first models we got in the series. In fact, could have been the first model. As well as the Lord Imperator as well, which is very cool. We've got the War Scroll for the Knight Adjudicator. And of course, a nice clear breakdown of his special rules and how they work. And then finally, we've got a battle plan. Heads you lose. Which is quite a fun little, fun-looking deployment map there as well. Very, very cool. That's not all. We do have another little pull-out. Domain of the Dark Gods. No second-guessing what this is going to be about. The Will of Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle, and Slaanesh. So it's talking about the Chaos Demons. Some really nice artwork to go with those four. The Realms of Chaos. So that's very nice. Let us move on to issue 34. So this one's nice and straightforward. You get a pot of Nuln Oil, which I believe is the first shade we've had. Oh no, second shade I think. I think we had a Athenian camo shade. Then Incubi Darkness base paint. So for individual value, these ones don't tend to be quite as good as the magazine series. I mean, look so far, look at the models we've had for $8.99 per issue. We've had the Knight Adjudicator with one. We've had 20 Moon Clan Grots and the Vigilors. So they were absolute bargains with the magazine. And this one, not so much. But you do get a really good magazine as well. So let's have a look at what's in this issue. As Nagash on the front cover may have suggested, we've got a bit of lore on the Grand Alliance of Death. Again, no models in this series for Death, but it's great to have them covered here in all their different flavours. We've got a name generator for the Gloomspite Gitz, which is very cool. How to use your little name table, that's really fun. I love sort of narrative stuff like that, it's so good. Some titles, some hero titles, and unit names as well for your Gloomspite. It then goes into using your two new paints. So it's kind of catching you up with the models that you've had so far, where to apply them across your models. So these are all models that we've had throughout the series. And it shows you how they all should be looking post-wash. And for destruction as well. Got another page from the core rules. Oh, another couple of pages from the core rules. Then we'll be talking about monstrous rampages, because we've had a couple of monsters so far. So this shows you how they work. Again, gives you a breakdown of the 3 different options you've got available. Roar, Stomp, and Titanic Jewel. And then finally, we've got the Power Unleashed. Another battle plan for you to play. So they are the 4 main issues covered. Oh, there we go. Hold on. What do we get in the next one? An Arch Revenant and then a Fungoid Cave Shaman as well. Very cool. So that's it for the issues. However, we're lucky enough to be sent the premium edition of the magazine series. So there's one other thing to take a look at. So for all of you who have subscribed to the premium Stormbringer series, you'll get this, your second premium kit. And it is no other than Gordrakk himself for the Orruk War Clans. Now, it is the full Mega Boss on Maw-Krusha sprue. So you can also build him as just a normal Maw Boss if you wanted. It's a complete kit there. We'll just pop that to one side. I've got a feeling the instructions are only going to show you how to build Gordrakk, but we shall see. Let's have a look. Really nice front cover art on this one, showing off Gordrakk in all his glory. I've got a Mega Boss on Maw-Krusha already, but I've always fancied building one as Gordrakk, so it's great to have this to do so. So there he is, Gordrakk, the Fist of Gork himself, all painted and shown off. Gives you a background on what he's about. Reasons for joining you are some narrative tactics and some achievements and epic deeds that you can try and achieve in game. We've then got some how to build instructions. So yeah, it does look like it's going to show you how to build Gordrakk. However, if you have a look online, you'll easily be able to find instructions on how to build the normal one, should you wish. He's not all that much difference. There's a slight difference on the actual Maw-Krusha, and then there's different head and weapon options for the Auroch on top. But this gives you a full breakdown of how to build Gordrakk himself. And there he is. It does also say about keeping it in sub-assemblies to make it easier to paint as well, which is going to come up to next, in fact, to how to paint Gordrakk. Shows the best way of sub-assembling and using blue tack. And then it gets going with undercoating and shading. It does tell you as well, I think, to obviously take it slow. This is going to be a centerpiece model. You want to make sure this is absolutely spot on. This is the biggest thing you painted so far. So talking about painting his wings and his body of his Maw-Krusha. Using dry brushes. Shading him. So this is all on the Maw-Krusha at the moment. Doing his mask. And then moving on to Gordrakk himself. I'm going to try and follow this painting guide to the letter for Gordrakk, if I can. Shading him, highlighting him. And the final assembly. So once he's finished being painted, shows you how to glue him all together, apply to the base, and get the basing finished. And you've got some nice examples of them all finished up. Then got his War Scroll. He is an absolute beast in combat. Wish he had a ward save, but never mind. He builds up attacks and wounds as he kills stuff. He's great at a big war army as well, so you can combine him with some Kruleboyz, or you could just leave him with some Ironjawz. In fact, there it shows you Strength from Victory, how that works. There's a Destructive Bulk, which is an alternative monstrous rampage. And then it looks like we've got an Auroch story of good old Gordrakk to finish us off. And then a battle plan which just has Gordrakk facing off against a bunch of Order Stormcast. So that brings us to the end of this video. An amazing supply drop from Hachette Partworks. Our thanks again to them for sending these. I've got quite a few Auroch and Stormcast reinforcements to get built and painted, and I can't wait for the next lot to drop as well. Like I say, the article for this video isn't up just yet. If you're straight onto this video, it will be up very, very shortly. And they'll have a further breakdown of the magazine issues, and also the breakdown in sort of savings. With this particular delivery, there's quite a few savings to be had, to be honest. So it's been well worth picking up. And I can't wait to get Gordrakk built as well. That's going to be a lot of fun to paint. We'll try and paint him to the letter from the magazine. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll be back again with more content very, very soon. Until then, have a great time hobbying, and we'll speak to you all again very soon. Bye.